There's reading your opponent, and then there's reading their soul. Phil Ivey doesn't just play poker, he dissects it. Cold, calculated, silent. He stares you down like he's inside your brain. And when he makes a move, you're already too late. He folds monsters like it's nothing, calls you down with just high card, and wins. His instincts, unreal. His timing, perfect. His reads, straight up terrifying. This isn't about GTO. It's not even about experience. It's about a sixth sense that no one else at the table has. So here's the real question. How the hell does Phil Ivey always know exactly what you're up to? It's Phil Ivey under the gun with King of Spades and Queen of Diamonds. He opens. Dan Jungleman Cates calls on the button with top pair for both. But Jungle has Ivey dominated. Ivey c-bets. Jungle raises it up. Now, 99% of players here are never folding top pair, top kicker. But Phil, he just pauses, looks, feels something, and then he folds, just like that. No hesitation, no speech, just a calm muck. He lays down a hand most people would lose their stack with and walks away like it's Tuesday. That's the kind of read that makes pros nervous. It's not about the math, it's not about the board, it's about Ivey knowing. Phil Ivey opens on the button with 9 of spades, 6 of clubs. Daniel Negreanu defends his big blind with ace of clubs, 4 of clubs. The flop? All low cards. No pair, no flush, no threat. Daniel checks, then suddenly check raises Ivey's small continuation bet. But Phil doesn't go away. He doesn't fold. He doesn't re-raise, he just calls with absolutely nothing. Turn card, 6 of diamonds. Boom, bottom pair. Daniel slows down. Ivey bets, like he planned it all along. River comes, Daniel calls him down and sees the bad news. 9 high turned into a 6, and that 6 was good. That float wasn't luck, it was pure feel. Phil sniffed out Daniel's move before it even hit the table. Most players would have folded the flop, panicked on the turn, or checked the river. Ivey, he casually played the long game and nailed it. Phil Ivey raises under the gun. Mike McDonald flat calls with King of Spades, Queen of Spades. Heads up to the flop, Jack of Clubs, Jack of Diamonds, 10 of Spades. Mike flops an open-ended straight draw. Ivey, still unreadable. He checks. Now here's the genius. Ivey doesn't fire a continuation bet, even though that's standard. Why? Because checking here makes his hand look weak, or like a monster, and Mike can't tell which. Mike takes the bait, bets into him. Ivey slow plays and just calls. Turn, Queen of Diamonds. Mike makes his straight, but it's second best. And this time, Ivey leads out. A perfect timing shift. Now Mike's confused. Did Ivey hit a 10, a full house, or is this just pressure? Eventually, Mike lays it down, folds the straight. But guess what? Ivey had 9 of clubs, 9 of spades, no jack, number 10, just pure deception. He turned weakness into a threat and scared McDonald right out of the pot. It's Phil Ivey with 10 of spades, 9 of clubs. Doug, Polk holds ace of clubs, 4 of spades. The board runs out. 10 of diamonds, 3 of spades, 2 of clubs, 2 of hearts, 6 of clubs. Ivey hits top pair on the flop and checks it. Doug checks back. Turn, another 2. Ivey now bets around $75,000. Polk, still holding just ace high, makes the call. River, 6 of clubs. No help for Doug. But now Phil does something wild. He bets big, almost the size of the pot, nearly $200,000. What looks like a bluff is actually thin value. Ivey wants a call, but Polk doesn't believe him. He's seen enough bluffs to know what they look like. And this one looks textbook fake. So Doug does the unthinkable. He raises from a big pot bet to a massive $600,000 move. The table tenses up. Phil goes silent. His eyes scan Polk like a lie detector. And then he calls with just one pair. Doug turns over ace high. Nothing. Phil's red? Spot on. The crowd? Stunned. That call didn't just take guts, it took X-ray vision. Right after that huge call against Doug Polk, Phil Ivey does something even more unsettling. As he's stacking chips, he casually says, "I meant to bet 175, not 200. Now hold up. Phil Ivey doesn't just talk at the table. He's the definition of unreadable. So when he does speak, it's never random. Was it a mistake, or was he fishing for a reaction? Doug looks confused. The table goes quiet. Everyone's wondering, was that just honesty or a trap? See, this is what makes Ivey terrifying. He knows poker isn't just played with chips. It's played with your mind. One sentence can cause doubt, hesitation, even panic. By pretending he misspoke the bet, Ivey messes with Doug's read of the hand. Is Phil weak, bluffing, covering up a slip? Nobody knows, and that's the whole point. Even his mistakes might not be mistakes. That's next-level mind control. It's Phil Ivey with Queen of Spades and Seven of Spades, facing Daniel Negreanu once again. The flop hits, Queen of Diamonds, Five of Hearts, Two of Clubs. Top pair for Ivey, but nothing crazy. Daniel goes passive, he checks. Ivey bets small. Daniel calls. Turn and river run out dry. No danger cards, no real action. Now comes the scary part. On the river, Phil fires again. Not huge, just enough to look suspicious. Daniel tanks. Ivey's line doesn't make a ton of sense. Why bet this spot unless you're bluffing? But Phil knows something. He knows Daniel hates folding to small river bets. He knows his queen is probably good, and he knows, more than anything, that a small, suspicious value bet gets paid off more often than a big, obvious one. So Daniel calls and sees the bad news. Queen 7. Really? Yeah, really. Ivey knew exactly how much to bet and exactly who he was betting into. Let's wrap this up in style. What we just witnessed isn't normal. These weren't lucky guesses. They weren't safe plays. They were surgical reads, delivered with ice-cold confidence. Phil Ivey doesn't outplay you with volume. He outplays you with vision. While others stare at the board, Phil stares into you. He's watching your hands, your rhythm, your breathing, and when the moment's right, he strikes. Whether it's folding top pair, calling down with nothing, or using words as weapons, Phil makes moves no one else would dare make and gets away with it. So what makes him so terrifying? It's not the cards, it's not even the chips. It's the feeling that when you sit across from him, you're not playing poker anymore. He is. And here's the real question. If Phil Ivey sat across from you, would you even stand a chance? Want more hands like these? Subscribe for breakdowns, bluffs, and the sharpest minds in poker, and drop a comment. What would you do if Phil Ivey stared you down?